Hey yo, what is good, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Chad bringing y'all another video. Today's video is going to be about the new movie that just came out, The Conjuring. The Devil Made Me Do It. Before we get started with this video, if you haven't seen the movie, these will be some spoilers that I will be saying because I'm just explaining like what I learned from the movie. So if you haven't seen it and you want to, this is the time to leave the video now, all right? But for everyone else that has seen the video, yeah, this is gonna be what I learned from The Conjuring. And if you're scared of movies like that, of like The Conjuring and different scary movies like that, you know, I wouldn't recommend going to see it. It's like, you know, you open yourself up to that type of like demonic stuff, and if you start having nightmares and stuff, I don't want you to blame me and say Chad told me go watch the video, because that's not what I'm doing. I'm just saying I've seen the movie and I'm just giving you my take on what I learned from the movie. All right, so if you don't want the movie to be spoiled for you, we'll go ahead and exit now. All right, but yeah, so you know, The Conjuring started off like, you know, the scene happened where they were like, you know, the people, the main two characters, I forgot their name, to be honest. It was like a man and his wife. They had been doing like, they were like, I don't know how you describe it. Like, they're good at finding demons in people or helping people who are under witchcraft and that sort of thing. So the movie started off with this little boy, David. He was like demon possessed, where he was like seeing demons. He couldn't sleep at night, couldn't do any of that. And so they had called an exorcist to come cast the demon out of David. So when the exorcist was trying to cast out the demon was like fighting, resisting, doing everything. And then it started like doing stuff in the room to where China started flying and it knocked the exorcist, you know, guy out. And then it attacked the husband. Like I said, the couple, they are like the people who like the main characters of the movie. It like pushed him down. It was like, I'm gonna stop your heart, oh man, and started like trying to stop his heart. And so then it went over to the brother. The brother had like grabbed the little boy who was like demon possessed at the time, who was doing all this. And he was like, leave him alone. Like, just take me. Leave him alone. Just take me. And when he said that, the demon like released his possession of the boy and then went into the other boy. So like off rip, I already, you know, realized like you can invite demonic spirits in willingly or unknowingly. So later on in the movie, it came out that, you know, the reason the little boy was initially possessed is because underneath the house, somebody had placed this witchcraft totem. And so that's what was like the portal to bring the demon in. And the little boy, David, unknowingly invited that demon, you know, into his life through that witchcraft. And the older brother, he knowingly invited the demon into him. Now, the older brother, in my eyes, he was tripping. You know, I get it. You know, it's your little brother. You know, homie, he's being demon possessed, but that's on homie. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not finna willingly invite a demon in. And, you know, what it also made me realize is that just like in real life, people unknowingly invite different, you know, demonic spirits, different spirits in just in general, do like Ouija boards, tarot cards, I would say, you know, sometimes meditation, depending on like your intentions and different things like that. So like all those like occult practices and stuff, you know, I would recommend staying away from those, because whether you know or not, you're, you know, inviting those spirits in. What I also noticed is like, just from the whole movie of the demons, well, I'll get to that in a second. So then like the movie was going on and the older brother was like, you know, he wasn't like, he had gotten possessed by the demon, but nothing had started yet. So all of a sudden, when the boy, like the dad finally woke up after the little boy almost killed him because he, you know, the demon's, I'm gonna stop your heart, old man. He woke up and was like, yo, the demon went inside the older brother. And he was like, call the family, let them know like something bad's about to happen. So they didn't get there in time, or the police didn't. And the older brother ended up killing his girlfriend's like uncle. And when he didn't just like walk up and just kill him just because he was killing him. Like, he saw the old man, like not the old man, he saw the uncle as a demon. And so he grabbed a knife and he was like trying to protect himself, and he stabbed him like 27 times because he thought he was a demon. And so what that also told me, you know, at this point is like, we're in a spiritual battle. Like there's a spiritual battle going on, you know, for like good versus evil. And, you know, it's whether you know it or not. Like I said, people who are like oblivious to the spiritual battle, whether they know about it, whether they care about it, it's still happening. And, you know, Ephesians 6:12 is, you know, for our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the powers of this dark world, and against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So like I said, you know, it's a battle of good versus evil. You know, you have the demons, you have, you know, witchcraft, you have people who do witchcraft, warlocks, witches, everything like that. And then you have like the people of God, you feel me? So yeah, I learned that there was a spiritual battle going on. I mean, I've always known that, but it was like more apparent in the movie that there was a spiritual battle. So, you know, as the movie went on, the couple, they were trying to, you know, prove that the boy was demon possessed when he killed the uncle, because he really didn't know why he did it. He didn't have like any recollection. He was just like, I think I hurt somebody, because there was blood all over his hands in the movie. After he got through killing the uncle. So he realized he did it, but it's like he thought he was seeing demons and everything like that. So eventually the woman, the husband's wife, she has like a gift where she can see into like the spirit world, see like how the people died, what led up to the death, different things like that. So she saw that there was a lady who had set up like an altar with like a pentagram, put the older brother's photo there, the younger brother's photo, had like a gauntlet, was like cracking eggs, cutting herself, doing all these sorts of rituals where she was basically like, she could control the boy, show it where he is, like scare him, do different things to him, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, it was basically like, you know, she was a high level, like, she was doing high level witchcraft. She was placing down these totems, which were like cursing the family. They were setting up all these things. And, you know, what I kind of learned from this is like, you know, God has his believers and the devil also has his believers. And, you know, just the same way God gives us power, you know, the devil does give them satanic power. The only thing is, you know, already in the Bible, God has already won. So it doesn't matter how much power the devil gives his people, whether they know it or not. And, you know, like God's people, we win in the end. 1 John 3:8, whoever makes a practice of sinning is of the devil, for the devil has been sinning since the beginning. The reason the Son of God appeared was to destroy the works of the devil. So like I said, you know, the devil has his foot soldiers and so does God. So, you know, the devil can have as many foot soldiers as he wants, but in the end, God does win. So there was a scene in the movie also where the main character, the woman, like I said, she had gone into the spirit realm basically, and she was basically the lady that was doing the witchcraft. Like she could see what she was doing, and she was trying to finish the actual ritual to get the older brother to kill himself in the movie. And so like as she was doing it, she was watching, and then like watching from like literally inside the lady's head. And so the lady was like getting ready to like, she like broke a piece of glass and was getting ready to use that glass to you know, try to make the boy kill himself. Because at this point he was in like a mental institution. He wasn't in jail yet because they said he was demon possessed. So he was in a mental institution, and he was like about to kill himself. And the lady who, you know, can go into the spirit realm, she started, you know, speaking in tongues and like with power and authority. She was like, stop, and it like stopped the lady's, like, I guess ritual, and she dropped the items that she was trying to do, and she wasn't able to like get the boy to kill himself yet. And I remember like in the movie she stopped and she could actually see the lady in the spirit realm. Like the lady was there who was doing the ritual, and then the lady who was like seeing from the lady's perspective, the wife, she was like on the other side of the ritual table. And the lady was like, how did you do that? And she was like, she told her why, like, I'm stopping you from doing this ritual. And the lady was like, that's too bad that your God allowed that, because you're gonna be damned now. And what I got from that, when she, started speaking in tongues and then she yelled like stop with a lot of power and authority, was just like Luke 10 verse 19. Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. So what that basically showed me there is, God's already told us that he's given us the power and authority to tread on, serpents and scorpions, to tread on these evil people, to give us authority over them, to whatever they're doing, their witchcraft, their everything. He's giving you the power and authority to stand against that. And he's not going to allow harm to come to you. So, it showed there she protected herself from the witchcraft lady, but she also protected the boy from being able to kill himself from the witchcraft lady's ritual. So at this point, once they're revealed to each other, the witchcraft lady, like I said, she was a high level witch. Like, she had been doing these sacrifices and these rituals for a little minute now, because a girl early in the movie had died basically the exact same way with the same exact totem. So, it was like she had started ramping up the witchcraft. She was putting down more totems. She was showing up more, really trying to get them to like, cave in and, allow her to finish her actual ritual. And, it's like, the devil, he's always working hard. But like I said, God does, work harder. Like, he's always going to be ahead of the devil. The devil wants to copy God, but he's never going to be God. So it's like, it doesn't matter how much satanic stuff, people try to do. Like I said, God's already, given us power over that. And he's already won the battle in the end. So you just got to stay close to him and, keep on pushing. So, near the end of the movie, at this point, the lady's really trying to complete her ritual. Everything's ramping up. It's getting kind of intense in the movie. And so at this point, the only way you can break this curse that they have over the family is if you destroy the altar that the lady was using to, control the older brother, control the little brother. And at this point, she had put a totem inside her husband's, the lady who can, go into the spirit realm. She put a like totem inside of a flower vase in his room. And so he started seeing demons too. And he was like, where is it? He was searching for whatever she had like placed in his life to allow this to happen, the witchcraft lady that placed it into his life. And he went into his office and he saw some dead flowers. And the people were like, oh, flowers got dropped off here yesterday. They were all perfectly alive yesterday, and then today they were like black and withered, and in the vase was another totem. So it was like she needed 3 people for this sacrifice to go ahead and I guess get whatever type of power the devil was going to give her or whatever. And so they found the totem, and this was like everything was ramping up, like they were really trying to stop her, everything like that. So they eventually found where her altar was located, right? And so where her altar was located, all they have to do to stop the curse is, like I said, to destroy the altar. So they were both, the lady was running through like the little thing to try to find the altar. Oh, and just to explain, where the lady came from, there was a guy who was helping them trying to figure out where these totems and everything like that was coming from. And the guy was like, yeah, I've seen that before. I used to study this group who was basically like using these practices to do this. And that dude was the actual witchcraft lady's dad. He used to be a priest, but he spent years like looking into the occult to figure out how to stop these practices, how to cast these demons out and things like that. And so while he was raising his daughter, it ended up that was my neighbor, but as he was raising his daughter ended up like seeing all the like occult stuff that he was like trying to protect her from. But instead of like burning it, like, the people walked in when they were trying to get help and they were like, you should be burning all this satanic stuff. He was like, I keep it because I used it to, further my studies to figure out how to stop this stuff. And I wanted to try to keep my daughter away from it. But because he kept it, the daughter has seen it and become intrigued by it. And so she eventually became like the people that he didn't want her to become like. So it was his daughter. So like I said, the witchcraft lady, when she was ramping up her evilness, she killed the dad. Like she like teleported and just slit his throat. And then she was tracking down the girl and them to like where they found the altar. And so she had blew like some dust in the husband's face, the one who the totem was like in the flower vase, or whatever. And so he was like under her spell, and he was trying to kill his own wife. And so as he was walking around like swinging this hammer trying to kill the wife was like wandering inside the place, like dodging, like stop, like remember me, like you love me, da 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 da. And so like his wife reminded him at this last moment where he was really finna kill her. He was like, I know you're still in there, like our love, remember when we first met, yada yada. And so like he came, like he started seeing memories of them like when they were younger and they were first in love. And so like he remembered her, and it like kind of broke the like little spell that the dust put on him. And so then she was like, destroy it. And then he came down and he destroyed the actual altar. And what I got from that, after, she was like, remember our love, remember you love me. Like they were like in the family, they were like in the movie, she was like, one thing that the witchcraft people do is they don't believe in love and stuff like that. And she was like, but we have the power of love. And what that reminded me of was Peter 4:8, above all, love each other deeply, because love covers a multitude of sin. And what I got from that was like, they loved, God so much. They loved the truth. They loved trying to, help people by like casting out demons, getting them done with witchcraft. And they both loved each other so much that it allowed them, like I said, love covers a multitude of sins. It allowed them to break past that spell or that witchcraft that the lady was putting on them, because the love was more powerful. And so I just thought it was like, I was like, dang, like, that's really what came to my mind. Like, love each other deeply because love covers a multitude of sins. So it's like, he was finna kill her. He was finna, sin. And it's like, love covered that. He broke out the spell, destroyed the altar. So after he destroyed the altar, the witchcraft lady was walking up about to like stab him with a knife. And then like all of a sudden her arm went out and it just cranked like 360. And then it snapped back. And then he fell to the ground, and the dude was like, the one who was like possessed but destroyed the altar. He was like, you promised the demon a soul before he goes back to hell. You know what I mean? And you didn't hold up your end of the bargain. And then the demon like came out the shadows, and like at this point her body was contorted on the ground, and the demon came out the shadows, grabbed her head, just snapped it to the side. And then he just, I guess, went back to hell. And what that showed me too was like, first off, don't make any deals with the devil. Don't make any deals with any demons, because if you can't hold up your end of the bargain, it's like, if you can't hold up your end of the bargain, it's not going to be too good for you. You feel me? And also, what I also learned was like how God, how God always says, for us believers, present our bodies as a living sacrifice. So we deny our flesh, we deny, temptation, to present our bodies a living sacrifice to God. In the instance of the devil, just like with the lady, she was satanic. So the devil does the opposite of God. He needs a dead sacrifice. He needs a blood sacrifice. He needs you to kill someone, that sort of thing. And so if God, asks his believers to present their bodies a living sacrifice, the devil does the opposite and makes you present to him a dead sacrifice, whether that's you, whether that's killing someone else, anything like that. So when the lady promised that demon a soul, during this ritual to get these 3 people, and she did not, follow through with her actual promise, the devil, the demon, they all came back, and they all came to recollect, and they took her soul with them to hell. And so now she'll just be in hell. And yeah, it is what it is. And just back to John 10:10, the thief like this goes perfectly with that. The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. And I have come that they may have life and that they may have it more abundantly. And like I said, the devil, I mean, not the devil, God gives you power and authority. So when they, use their love, use their power and authority, and they trusted in God, like it says here, God came that you may have life and that you may have it more abundantly. So they all survived, every last one of them. But Satan, just like it said, and let me go back to the verse for you. 1 John 3:8, whoever makes a practice of sinning is of the devil, for the devil has been sinning from the beginning. The reason the Son of God appeared was to destroy the works of the devil. So they destroyed the works of the devil. But unfortunately, well, not even unfortunately, because she knew what she was doing. She was into the cult practice. Her dad was a priest. She continued doing it. She was performing these rituals very willingly. The witchcraft lady, like I said, she was a high level witchcraft. So this needed high level people of God to know what they're doing. I mean, you can still do it, if you're, low level. I don't think that everybody's, we're all, believers of God if you believe in God, but there are different levels to it. Those who not sacrifice, but those who are obedient more, those who deny themselves more, you will have greater authority, greater power, greater, responsibilities, greater blessings from God. You feel me? Because you're doing more. Like, you're not just doing the base work saying like, oh yeah, sin is bad, and then you continue sinning even though you know the truth. You feel me? So, like I said, the thief, he cometh not but for to steal, to kill, and to destroy. And so that witchcraft lady, her job was, she was being used by the devil and demons to steal, kill, and destroy this family. But had she only, just denied all that, tried to follow God instead, God would have came so that way she could have life and that she would have had it more abundantly. But she chose her side. So yeah, that's really what I got from the movie. It's like God gives you, power and authority, and you have to use that. Not everything is just sweet out here. There are witches out here. There are warlocks. They're not out here with a witch hat on and a broomstick, you feel me? But there are people who do voodoo, who, unknowingly let demons and spirits in through like Ouija cards, tarot cards, meditating, having intentions and all this stuff. It's like, God's whole point is just coming here to take the sin from you. So that way you can just trust, believe in him, and follow his ways. Because the devil, he makes you do things where if you don't complete your end of the bargain, you're done. Like, he's taking you out. He's collecting. Because like I said, God wants you to present your body as a living sacrifice, and the devil wants you to present, a dead sacrifice. He wants a sacrifice. God wants you living for him. The devil wants you to take people for him. So he does the complete opposite, whether it's blood, sacrifices, all that. But yeah, man, I just wanted to let y'all know, what I kind of learned from The Conjuring 2. You can watch it if you want to, if you're, going to be scared, or you think you got nightmares where you feel like those spirits may affect you. I recommend not watching it. But I just, watched the movie, and I was like, man, I'm kind of am glad I came to come see this, because it just really made me realize, God already told us he's going to win. He already has won. Not he is going to win, but he has already won. And he's come to destroy the works of the devil, which he did in the movie. He gave them power and authority to protect themselves, which he did in the movie. And love covers the multitude of sin. And the love was the greatest of that all. Because, like I said, the devil doesn't really like love. Because if you believe in the devil and you want to follow him, then you don't really care about people, or you know what I mean? Because that's love. Caring about people is love. The whole point of God coming down here to save us is love. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, let me know your thoughts down below. Sorry this video is running a little long here, but I just wanted to get this video out. So yeah, man, it's been your boy Chad. I'm out. Peace.